Hello and welcome to another episode of Intentionality. Today we have Prashanth Urs, who is a popular figure in our GKVK running community. Along with his entrepreneurial journey, he started running and he has been running since 2015. So he's a veteran runner. And he is one of those personalities who has taken life as it comes, and he has faced whatever the life has thrown at him instead of complaining about it. And also he has finished on many podiums, and there is a lot of wisdom to unpack. Let's head over to my conversation with Prashanth sir today. Welcome, Prashanth sir.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here. Great to be here.
Thank you. Please tell us about yourself, right from Mysore to Tirthalli to Bangalore.
Okay. I was born in Arsikere, a place called Arsikere near Hassan, after Hassan. Then, due to my father's transferable job, we moved around Karnataka. Then we came to Mysore for a short period. I started my schooling in Bangalore, Rajajinagar, for 4 years. And then we moved to a place called Gauribidnor. I was there for some time, again 2 years. Then moved to Mysore for my middle school, high school, Tirthalli, and then college again in Mysore. So, moving around Karnataka also gave a lot of know-how in terms of how the state is. We got to know many people. We got to know different cultures, different friends, different schools. So that was a big learning. What happens these days is children are stuck with one school. That's an advantage, no doubt, but there's also a disadvantage. Advantage is that it's a homogeneous setup, and from one class till the 10th, they grow up there. There's no confusion, there's no change, they don't have to adapt.
Right.
Here, the positive is that we get to know the new place, provided we get adjusted. Every place we go, we have something new. We don't know what throws up. Like what happened with me once I changed my school from St. Joseph's, which was an English medium school. I went to Tirthalli for my high school, which was actually the government high school, English medium school. But then predominantly it was Kannada based school. Because all students coming from middle school were from Kannada background. It was difficult for me to adjust, no doubt. But then the culture was different, the environment was very good. So that gave me a new perspective as to how I should adjust with the new environment. It was a rural setup, unlike from my convent based school in Mysore. So these kind of things will naturally teach you a lot of things. Automatically life throws you certain things which you have to adjust, and it gives you an opportunity to adjust. So that way, because having grown up in multiple places, I have had a lot of friends, and also the knowledge of that particular place, culture, and the growing up years has given me the ability to know the place, of course. Likewise, in Tirthalli, we had that Malnad environment where it used to rain for 6 months in a year. And the places in Mysore or Bangalore is totally metro, where the moment you get out of your schools, the setup is all about traffic and things like that. Even in 70s, when we were in Bangalore, when I was in my basic schooling, the traffic was huge then. Navrang, we were stayed near Navrang. So my father used to say, you only have to walk on the footpath, turn left, come home. It was about a kilometer from where we stayed. Even then the traffic was huge. It was in 75 to 79, you can imagine. So you can compare what it is now.
So Bangalore is always work in progress.
Bangalore is always work in progress, always development in progress. It's a never-ending development for obvious reasons. So this is how my school days and colleges came up. Then again I went back to Mysore for my college and degree. Came back to Bangalore again to start my professional courses. I did many of the courses like ACS, law, things like that. So that's been the school and college part of it.
So you're saying, being on the move helps you learn a lot about different places, gain multiple perspectives, which builds your personality at the end of the day.
Absolutely. That is true with everybody. If you take so many people who have gone around the world, people say that you go around the world and learn many things.
Right.
Similar to that, even inside our own Karnataka or wherever we have stayed, we have had multiple exposures. Multiple exposure in terms of how people live, what is it, what exactly is available there. When we go to a place called Malnad where it rains 6 months, you will have to adapt to how.
Right.
Here, the moment it rains, we may not go out of the house for a day. There's nothing like that. It rains 6 months and you have to live your life normally, naturally. Even then, when we go out in the morning, it used to rain and we wear our whatever attire, our gumboots, waterproof bags, start walking in the rain with umbrella. That itself is an enjoyment. Water used to flow on the streets, we used to walk through the water, go to the school. We always, everybody used to have an umbrella. There was a place to keep all our umbrellas outside. Finish the class, again walk back. Everything used to be normal. There's nothing we could not do in the rain. So imagine people who have been there for decades. They've lived their life normally. They plan their next 6 months according to what they want. They store their required food requirements, they store their daily materials, whatever it is. So it's normal, naturally. You'll have to adapt to that condition. So adaptability, it's all about adaptability. Now, there's so many things which we learn. So adaptability is one, whether it's in corporate life or personal life.
Cool, thank you. So learning never ends. Lifelong you are learning. Absolutely. But you take it to the next level. You are good at writing competitive exams. Yeah, from the time you finished your degree in 92, I think you said until 2005, you wrote exam every year.
Every year, twice.
Tell us about your love affair with competitive exams.
Of course, once you jump into the sea, you will have to swim. So that becomes a love. Whether you love it or not, the thing is, you've started, you'll have to finish. That is the basic thing. The process gives you that love. It's not that because you're loving, you're doing it. You've started doing it. As you say that there's some goals, there's some intention. When somebody finishes a college, he has to do something. Of course, there is the mindset, whether the person works or continues his education, two different things. But something is there to be done. Once you continue your education, yes, you have jumped into the sea, you've taken that course, you will have to see to that it is complete, it is finished. Logical end, that's what I see. Not that everybody will be successful in everything, logical end. Give your best and do it. So, post-graduation, then during my college days, writing competitive exam was the in thing. Whether it's CAT, whether it's writing for any MBAs, entrances, or any other exams. Those days, banking exam was one competitive exam, or probably your UPSC, KPSC. We haven't heard of many other exams then. These were the main, apart from the professional courses. Like a commerce student had CA, CS and ICAA courses and an MBA. I am a management student, so that way that was the focus. So I did write many of the competitive exams. I did qualify for some, which I was not, in the sense, willing to go. Rather than interest, yes, I passed the competitive exams. I wanted to go there, which was Inspector of Central Excise Exams. The interview happened. Then probably I thought I was a misfit there, because the discussion revolved around how much to pay and how much to take, which by mindset I was never thinking towards using my job to earn money from whatever I get. So in terms of taking a bribe or asking some money for whatever I am supposed to do was not there in my blood, which was never meant to be. So that way I never decided that I will join that job. Forget it, I left it at that place, entered the interview and then came back and without any decision to say that I want to continue that.
Yeah, that demonstrates your value system.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it comes from the family's thing. We had that family's thing. My father was also the same kind of person. He never wanted anybody from anybody, in the sense, even during his work life. So we have all imbibed that automatically, it comes to the blood. So that led to my joining CS, a professional company secretary course. That was in '93. That started my continuous exam writing, twice a year exam writing spree. So CS takes a lot of time, it requires a lot of preparation, it's a professional course, passing is not easy. There are few people who pass on an yearly basis. Those times percentages of passing was also very less. Hardly any people used to write. We probably in Bangalore we had about 100-200 people entering CS courses on annual basis. So that way started writing my CS exams since 94-95. That was when I was eligible to write my intermediate exams. Passed a group, again failed 3-4 times, passed again another group, finished my intermediate. Of course, the friends, the discussion around the professional setup is that once you start doing your CS, LLB is a natural combination for you too, because they are both on the legal side. In CS, we manage the corporate side. In legal, you will have the other knowledge of the legal aspects. So, as a natural attachment to what we have done, law was a preferred course. So we all had to take up law, including my own brother, who was a chartered accountant already then qualified. So we 5 of us friends joined law. That added another course to my
portfolio of competitive exams.
Though I was still writing my CS exams, I had already joined law. Then, of course, life has its own course. It takes you to unknown places or unknown directions. Not everything happens according to your own planning or will, or not that it happens with everybody. It happens most of the time. I had to take a deviation because of whatever happened in the family. My father passed away, so I had to take up his job and start my banking career. But then, because I was already doing these courses, those continued, though my CS took a backseat because of the time required to do my studies. That was an intense course where you had to prepare for at least a couple of months before the exam. So the law continued, though I joined bank, continued my banking job. I used to write my law exams, taking some time off in the afternoon, appearing for the exam, because at least something had to continue. I had to write my law exams. So yes, I was successful to some extent in writing my exams, passing. I passed the law exams. I was a law graduate 3 years later in 2001. By that time, because I had already joined bank, I had this in mind, saying that to plan a career which actually was towards the company secretary course. Now I am already in banking. Now to quit this or study that or to continue in banking was a dilemma, crossroads. Again, you will have to decide. So anyway, I thought I'm in a bank, so write competitive exam. Inside the bank there is something called JAB and CAB exam, which are a prerequisite to appear for your promotional exams in the bank. That's normally in all nationalized banks. So took up that again. Those 2 exams again became a part of my preparation, along with my CS and LLB. Of course, CS had taken a backseat. Even my banking exams took a lot of time. They also required a lot of time to prepare. So again, I had to appear 2 times for that to complete my. Again, I failed there. There's no what you call. You have to fail to pass. Nobody should feel bad or dejected saying that they failed. Every time they fail, they have to get up and then write another, wherever it is, whether it's an exam or wherever it is. So that is the logical completion you will have to find. So whenever you fail, again start preparing, pass that, and then get to the next one. So by then I started writing JAB exams. Again, that took about 2.5 years to pass. By 2004, I passed them. That was my eligibility to appear for the promotional exams in the nationalized bank. So I got promoted. By then I was thinking, will these only be sufficient for me to grow up in a nationalized bank? Having come into the banking sector by accident, of course you have to do something to get up. There's no point in being stagnated in a position or not able to grow up in the organization. So idea was to do some exams which will help my banking career. So I took up a correspondence course from Symbiosis. I think it was in international trade.
Okay.
So that was again a 2-year course, which I had to write some papers, send it to them, and also write exams. So started preparing for that. Parallelly, I also wrote my law exams. This one, I could probably complete both of them in the next 2-3 years. By then, I had thought of doing one more exam, which probably may help my career. This is all because of progressing my career. But down the line in 2006, I realized that after putting in 6-7 years in nationalized bank, I realized that probably this is not the job for me. I was a misfit there. Or probably I don't know what I'm going to do there. Though there was I was never doubted my ability to grow there. That was not the case. But then was it the right place for me to work because of the nationalized banking environment? I thought that was not the case. No, people say that you'll have to be inside the system to change it. Probably, I probably could not do that, or probably did not think in those terms. Maybe you may call it selfish, saying that I'm only thinking about myself. That was how the mindset was. So quit my banking career
National Bank.
nationalized bank.
But before we go there, sir, so you appeared for many exams,
Yeah.
and some of them you said were very tough, and you failed multiple times,
Yes.
and then you reappeared.
Yeah.
And you had also told me that you wrote LLB exam taking half-day leave.
Yeah.
So you had the commitment to go and finish the exam.
Yeah.
You had the commitment to go and reappear for the exams.
Correct.
So what kept you going?
No, as I told you, see, there is a mindset with which you have entered. For what you have entered, you know for why you have entered. That then you will have to see the logical end. See, I started something because that helps me for another thing. We started law because that was a natural progression or the career path for a company secretary. Though my CS took a backseat because of what I joined, law would have helped me anywhere. Law is something which you can practice till you die. There is no retirement. People start their practice at 70, 80 years these days. So, being a law graduate is never a disadvantage. It always helps. Any day you can start doing your law practice. So that way, anyway, I've started law, I had to continue, I finished graduation. So similarly, what happened, joining the bank, I wanted to do something, so I took up those two. To add to my whatever knowledge or in terms of my degrees, which may help me in my future corporate career. As you grow up, these are the things which will take you up. Normally, anybody for that matter, once a graduate finishes his engineering, 5 years, 10 years down the line, he will certainly try to put something into his degree list, which helps him in getting up in the ladder. Now it's all about who's up the ladder, who's going down, how to pull down. These are things. Now corporate life is all about that. And none of today's generation want to be stagnant in a place. So every day it's a rat race, whatever you call. Everybody wants to go ahead after somebody else is behind, something like that. So that way even I wanted to be there. So took up a corporate job. So I thought probably I'll become this after 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So once you are into it, once you realize that this job probably is not for you, then all that is gone. All that picture of climbing the corporate ladder has gone out. Now I'm in a different mindset, saying that, oh, this job is not for me. So that is never in the picture now. That is not considered now. So now what next I have to do? Okay, now this job is not for me, let me see what next. So that's exactly how I quit my nationalized banking job and joined a private bank. Assuming there the corporate life in a private bank will be different, and then probably growth is much faster. That's a different story. The two different diverse.
Nationalized versus private. Yeah, you left government job for a private job.
See, yeah, private job, obviously people feel they can climb the ladder up higher. That do happen, no doubt about it. But then it has got its own undercurrents, whatever you call. First, at that point in time, what you think is a private job, the climbing ladder is only the macro view of what is there. Once you get into the organization, you know what is the micro view or what happens inside, internally, and how you will have to adjust, what more you will have to do. Apart from your own ability to work, you will have to manage so many things, your personal relations with your higher ups, with your juniors. These are what helps you a lot in a pakka corporate setup, whether it's a private bank or any organization you work. Again, those things are in itself a learning, which no books can teach you. Whatever degrees you have, none of them will give you any of these. Those things have to be acquired internally, or probably you will have to be born with those abilities to.
Like you said, you adapt through the experience that you gain.
No, some people are naturally born to manage people, handle situations, know what's happening there. Handling situation is something called decipher the situation there. Oh, this is there, this person is there, probably I have to handle this. If you're not able to know that situation and handle this at that point in time, you're gone, you're lost. You're nowhere. Something is behind you, it's already, there's a knife hanging behind you. You will not even know. So these things, again, the private bank was a two different divergent views. Though, of course, you need knowledge to work anywhere, but then unlike your nationalized bank, there isn't much banking happens. Sorry to say this to any of the private bankers. There isn't much banking which happens in a private bank at all. Of course, it happens in clusters where they manage specifically, but then at the branch level, it is nothing. It's only about managing people, and people from outside, people from inside. Again, I thought I was a misfit. Being from a totally different cultural nationalized banking background to a private bank, of course, I was unable to handle whoever, my higher ups or this thing. Being true to yourself or being too frank is also not good. There are a lot of things you'll have to hide, you'll have to manipulate, you'll have to twist, you'll have to turn. These are the abilities of somebody who can work. Apart from, I'm not saying this is the only one, this helps a lot. The moment somewhere you trip in terms of managing people, even though you're able to get up and say that I'll do it, somebody will push you down.
Sir, in 2010, you quit a stable job without secondary income, with no other investments, no permanent house. Where did the courage come from?
Oh, your state of mind will actually give you a lot of courage to do whatever you want in life to survive. See, ours is vast land in the sense we are a huge country. We'll see all sorts of people. You will see people from whatever background, with no knowledge, with no education, surviving and doing extremely well. Extremely well.
Yeah.
Likewise, people who have done extremely in their whatever educational also have failed. It's not that this is what I should depend on. See, social security is a big thing in India. We want this monthly income to sustain our livelihood, family, until unless you are being supported by whatever you had from your forefathers or family, or probably in terms of property or whatever it is. Without that, if you're only dependent on your salary, then you're bound to say that I am slavery to that job. No doubt about it. Whatever happens, we have seen these days that people going to the extremes and giving up their lives or whatever it is because there's pressure in their work job, because they don't know tomorrow if they leave the job what happens to my family. If you get that into your mind, exactly what happens. When you see that there are about 120 crore people in our country, with only a few crore people in the organized sector of employment. Everybody else is living their life in an unorganized sector. They're all trying to find their livelihood on a day-to-day basis. Nobody is giving them any money saying that this is your salary, take it. So why can't I? Why couldn't I, if I'm not happy there? Not that I tried to get any job after quitting my job. I did try.
But you had that courage to quit without having a second.
I had already set my mind saying that if nothing, I can survive, whatever it is. I once had told one of my colleague in HDFC Bank when I was leaving, saying that if I don't get a job, I know driving, I'll drive a taxi. Exactly what I had told. I don't mind even doing that. I was a good driver, I used to drive hours together, so it doesn't matter. If it comes to a situation where that you're not able to earn your livelihood in whatever way you want, this is also there. And on top of that, whatever it is, I had my law degree. I knew somewhere I can fall back on that. I had a couple of other degrees, but you don't know how to use that in your private working thing. Whether it's an MBA or thing, you can be consultants, you can do so many things. But then for them to conceive and then put into a place, it takes time. But then without any capital or background or to set up your own thing, if you don't have that, again you will start thinking, thought process. Okay, where do I get this from? How do I get this? Again, people comes into picture. We will have to form a network of people, easy interested. This kind of thing. It's all about networking these days. It's all, nothing you can do without network.
Right.
Absolutely. Society.
Yeah, I took three things from what you said. So one is like from your whole experience, you have been learning, you're going after learning everything. So keep learning.
Absolutely.
Then build true connections.
Correct.
And then the world is much bigger than your organization, so expand your perspective.
Absolutely. Have courage to see that yes, whatever maybe you are in the sense good at something, whatever maybe you are good at, try to see that you can do that outside a certain environment where you are working in a place, what you're doing there, the same thing can be done outside. You may not replicate the thing. You may become a trainer, you may become a consultant, you may become something else, you may become a service provider. There are so many things. Nowadays, your internet and laptop gives you everything, it comes into your house. So explore what is available on that. There are so many things people do sitting at home. A writer, whatever it is, an editor, a YouTube content maker. Your youngsters survive on so many things which we don't even know.
So if you have skill and if you're good at it, you have a job.
You have skill. You should realize that what you have, what skill that, and then use it. Everybody will have something. But most of the times we will not know what skill we have and how to use it. How exactly you use it. Going out and meeting somebody to say that yes, this is what we do itself is a skill. That it's even as much as that can give you a work. They may say that, oh, okay, you're doing this. Okay, finish. You don't have to be fully trained in anything or saying that I'm doing some video, this thing, I'm not trained. People gather these things out of their own curiosity and learning from some people. So it can happen that. But of course, don't be half cooked. Try to gain whatever expertise you want in the same field, improve that, whether it's in your talking skill or working or consulting or whatever it is. Try to continuously update. That's one thing which will never end, just like learning. So yeah.
Talking about the courage, you had another opportunity to get into a lucrative profession of being advocate for indirect tax.
I may not call it lucrative because in the sense that was again my brother's setup. My brother is a qualified chartered accountant and an advocate. Because of what he does, he doesn't practice direct tax, he is on the indirect tax side. He is only into litigation. So as a natural progression, once I quit my banking, there was always my brother who I could fall back on. He was any days saying that there's your next step, you come here. But then life has its own.
You chose entrepreneurship.
I also chose entrepreneurship and on the banking because I was already on the banking side. I spent about 10 years in banking. So now again, change direction, getting into litigation again required certain mindset. Not that I couldn't do, many people have done it, but then because I was already in the bank, the natural mindset was to continue towards something on the financial side, consulting, things like that. So fortunately, it also happened by chance. I also met another friend of my own brother at his own office doorstep who was into fundraising. So my brother himself introduced me to that person, saying that he wants to start his own career, he has quit banking. So he was also in similar lane, fund syndication, debt, equity. So I said, oh, why not? we're also in the same field, you can join us. So that's how this line of my next career path changed.
Yeah, so you wanted to start NBFC, non-banking financial company?
Yeah, we wanted, as I said, my own senior or my other senior person in whatever my career of entrepreneurship. He was again a chartered accountant. He had this idea already in this field of debt syndication for some time. He said, yes, down the line, that is where we have to be. We'll have to. Next line is we can start our own small NBFC. Those days, it wasn't much of a regulation for us to start planning towards getting to some NBFCs. This is about 14 years ago, 10, 11 times. So that was his idea. I was also in bank. There were a couple of other with us in the similar field. So it was basically his idea. Of course, being together, I thought, yes, we'll work towards that. That was when we also went into a bigger office on Residency Road. We had a huge office, 2,000 square feet on the Residency Road next to Ritz-Carlton. We had about 40 people capacity office. We were about 5 or 6. Because he had that vision, saying that yes, we will go progress towards setting up our own NBFC. But again, as you say that this is what we want to do, life has something else to throw at us and see that where we stand. Of course, again, in consulting, entrepreneurship field, we were into debt, equity. We had a couple of deals which we were working on. Post that, we thought, now this is the time for us to progress, start thinking about a small NBFC, where we were looking at getting a couple of investors. Of course, Mr. Vivek was that was also going parallelly. So the deals which we were working were all big deals, some 100 crore kind of ones. At the right time, right when we thought that they are getting over, that we'll get into this thing, some issue, we could not close the deal. The deals, for whatever reasons, it's not because what happened with us here, but what happened at the macro level, the banking side. So those two did not go the way we thought. Again, we had a slump. ups and downs in things. So the moment something like this comes up in your career, you're one step forward and two steps backward now. Now, where we were supposed to put a step forward, now we are two steps behind. Again, we have to start from there. So that thinking of starting whatever we wanted took a backseat for some time. Obviously, because it's all about how resource ready you are. The moment you say the moment you say that your resource you'll have to find again, you're two steps backward, again you start planning. So a couple of years took for us to get back to that level there where we that, okay, again we'll see that we can plan again. That was also when we had set up a new office on Residency Road, exactly when we went through the slump. So that took us a couple of more years to get back to our level where we'll think that what we can do next. As and when we were thinking, of course, a couple of more deals here and there, then real estate were doing well. So gradually, rather than setting up an NFC, it was towards the real estate. My senior, who was trying, they had a couple of projects which they were involved in raising funds. So the time involved was more towards that rather than setting up. This had already taken backseat. Then Corona happened. Before that, demonetization happened, which was a big setback for most of the unorganized sectors of industry, real estate and many other retail. Again, we being in consulting, we had our hands full working for many deals which were all stopped, stagnant for whatever reasons. People didn't have money, people who had money didn't know what to do with that because of what rule came in terms of cash. Most of the real estate used to run on parallel cash economy. So that way, that was an again backward step. Though we were not directly involved, as people consulting in that field, we had our impact, direct impact. So this way, we never got into that phase or decision making level where we can start what we wanted. Consulting continued, we somehow survived with ups and downs. Then Corona came.
That impacted as well.
That, of course, everybody had impact. We also had to take our share of impact. Probably since 2020 till 2021, we had nothing to do. In fact, zero. We only, because our work mainly dependent on people who wanted funds, whether in the form of debt, equity, or even investment advisory, are all related to funds, and everything stopped. Whatever fund flow, cash flows to the people had totally stopped. So they were also in their own realization mode. Where do they stand? Projects got stuck. So directly we were also impacted. That took another 1.5 years backwards. Whether it's 2 steps, 4 steps backwards we went. Again we had to start all over again from 2021. Same thing again, go back to the same people, talk to the same people, probably meet some more people. Start your reinventing the wheel. What you have done about 5-6 years ago, now back, again start, meet the same people. Mainly our relationship was with bankers, financial institutions, the clients, customers, things like that. We ourselves did not know who's where and what, whether they are now doing this. Most of the bankers have gone somewhere. Most of the clients have stopped working. Most of the small businesses have shut down. Most of the small real estate builders have shut down. Projects stopped. Few survived. So where do we stand now? If they don't want anything, we have no work. We don't have. So post that, it was one more learning curve, again start again. Started, we have been now again 2-3 years from post-COVID this thing. Things are normal. So yes, we are also getting back to normalcy. We are feeling that a lot of things to do. In between all this, during Corona, again, when your idle mind sets in, you think, what next in your career? If you're not able to do this, what will you do? Those times also gives you a lot of time for your mind, like a devil's advocate. It will keep thinking about what you have to do. What is your next survival? Would you want to do some online courses? Would you want to upgrade, improve your knowledge? In the same field, financial field or marketing or whatever it is, technical, is there anything for me to upgrade? Explore. Start seeing. This is what happened
in the entrepreneurship.
Yeah, because anyway you're all stuck inside. You have your laptops, things like that. Those are the only things which will come into your house, nothing else. So we all explored that. Most of them. I also did do. Try to do so many upgradations in terms of my own knowledge. That's in the financial field. Took up some courses, spent some time, understand. Though nothing of these sorts, tomorrow you know that I can take this and get work may not be true. But then to be ready in the market, you will have to undergo this. I did that. Same thing, couple of online courses on the financial. Yeah, post that also, yes, we continued, we survived again, met people around.
Going on. So if I look at your life, so before getting into a banking job, so you were going with the wind, like whatever life throws at you.
Correct.
During the career, you are very patient with your career. Even during entrepreneurship, whatever life threw at you, whatever market threw at you, you went with it. So you had a lot of patience with your life and you dealt with it. Now, if you were to provide some suggestion to or advice to someone who wants to start a new business or consulting, to be prepared for life events like this, like you have handled, what would you?
Here I can certainly tell people that nothing comes easy and nothing comes fast and furious. If you say that today I'm ready, I'll go, I'll get this and come back, may not happen. Wait, patience, knock somebody's door 5 times, 10 times, you should be ready to. It's a continuous job. Nothing is, fixed or say happens like what you want. See, there is something because there are dynamic situations which are happening elsewhere, which is not under your control. Because as consultants, as advisor to somebody, see, I am advising my client to do something. He goes by what I say. I derive this, whatever knowledge I have from the market, saying that this is how it is happening. But then elsewhere, from where you are dependent on financial institutions or something, there is something which is happening. See, there are so many developments which is happening in the financial field. I have no idea what's happening at this point in time now. But they may directly impact us. You never know. So these things can happen. You should be ready to take them. Exactly what happened with us about 10-13 years back when we said that we had a couple of deals which did not happen, which was not even under control. Some banking issue, something happened. So all our proposals were kept on hold. What control do you have at the highest banking level when our FM takes a call or some other banking RBI takes a call? Nothing. You're only working on certain parameters which is available at this point in time now. These parameters can change tomorrow morning.
So be ready be prepared.
Absolutely. You'll have to be prepared, you'll have to face the consequences, you will have to work around that. Again, if you say, oh, this happened, I'll give up today, then there's no tomorrow, finish. You 100% you'll have to be positive that yes, there is some solution, you can work around it. Whenever there is a problem, there is nothing there without a solution. Something can be done. This, especially when people like us, when we go and say, that is what our clients expect. If they know every solution to their problem, they will not come to us. We will have to find something. If we say, sir, this problem is there, then we say, why are you here? What's your job? Get lost, I will have my own solution, I will do it. So If you find one problem, you will have 5 solutions. You will have to be positively thinking about it. If you say that this is not happening today, I will leave tomorrow, then that's it. Finish. Then you will have to go back to your older job, survive. This thought process also, many people who have come out of their jobs have gone back to their earlier employment. Because of course they have not been able to survive in the outer world for whatever reasons. Then it happens. You can't say that everybody can survive everybody. Their own again mindset, situations, family. They've gone back and joined, they've worked here and there. It's a continuous process.
Continuous process of being patient, learning, being prepared. So let's talk about health, sir, now. So during college days, you said you were very active in various sports. So what were you into?
See, as I told you, my school, college was all in different places.
Yeah.
There's not one sport which I say that I used to play as a good sportsman or whatever it is. Whatever came in front of me, I used to get involved. I used to get into that sport. Whether it's that rural sport where you could not find a sport which, what we can say, football or cricket in many of the places. Though cricket is prevalent, it's quite common in every town or thing. In smaller towns, it is those smaller place which you play. It can be marble, it can be something else, it can be lagori, kho-kho, kabaddi. These are the ones which people enjoy and which is readily playable, where you don't have to put a lot of thought into it, just start playing. So wherever I was there, whichever sport, I jumped into it. Like you said, lagori, when I was in St. Joseph's, Mysore, we used to play this. I used to take my tennis ball. We used to record every day how many points who scored. Even there, competitive again. In my earlier school days, before that in Gauri Binnur, we played something else, some other local game. So high school, where I was in Tirthali High School, there was a classmate of mine was Raju, quite athletic. We both used to play football. Only we two us were a team. Rest all were another team. A short guy, Raju. He was very fast. He was also very technical in his movement. Me and Raju were partners in a football team. Rest of the class were one team. We used to play football there. Likewise, yes, involved myself in cricket in my hostel days. I played kabaddi, and again when we were in Tirthali, 6 months it used to rain. There's nothing, no other game which we could play because it rains. There's a temple shelter. On the platform, we used to play kabaddi. Every day evening, go to the temple, there's a huge platform, play kabaddi there. It used to rain, make use of whatever. Come summer, jump into the river, swim. Only in summer we could swim in the Tunga river, one of the best rivers I have seen. And it was also close to my house. We were the last house to the river. 100 meters from my house, it was the river. Just walked down towards the river. I learnt my swimming there because my father was a good swimmer. He didn't think twice before teaching us swimming in the river. Though many people, many localites advised my father not to take children near the river. It's very, very dangerous. That river is very dangerous. The first thing he did was to teach us swimming. So it's survival again. Had you not been taught swimming, the dangers are more. You don't know swimming, you don't know when they go, how will they react, how to control children, all these things. Once you know swimming, there's no problem. You can survive. The first thing he did was to teach us swimming. My father, in fact, had represented Mysore University in swimming. So those days. So swimming, he used to swim well. He used to swim the way you have to swim. Not the crude way of swimming nowadays. He used to swim very well those days with technical things. So he taught us the way we have to swim. So I learned swimming there. I did a lot of swimming in Tunga river during my school days. It was a wonderful river. The stretch from one one side to another was big. So those days we used to put in 10 laps of that open water swimming. So post college, again college I went back to Mysore as I said. During college not much sport was played, but there was one small swimming incident I'll tell you which happened. Because I knew swimming, I was swimming in the river, open water, things like that. There was an announcement saying that there is selection happening for the Mysore University or Karnataka, whatever state swimming. Whoever wants to come can come to the selection thing. It happened in the Mysore swimming pool. I thought, okay, I know swimming, I have done so much, I went prepared. I am only talking about the confidence and courage. Forget everything. I did not know what sort of competition, who's there, what it is. I just knew that I know swimming. I had swept in the open river from this side to that side 10 times, so I know it. Though there was a bit of a break in between, because post my school to college 1.5 years, I had not done any swimming. But then doesn't matter, I know swimming, I went there, got ready. There's many people, many competitors like me, all same age. They were probably 16, 17, 18, things like that, because I was in first PUC or second PU then. I got ready, jumped into the, whenever my chance came, I jumped into the pool. Mysore swimming pool is quite famous there. Yeah, even probably I don't know the condition now. Then yes, it was good. Jumped into the pool. By the time I could reach one lap, people had finished 2 laps. This was totally different from open water swimming. I had no idea. Probably even before I could reach the, that's I think a 50-meter pool, I think. It's a 50-meter pool, big one. I was struggling to reach the 50-meter side. People had finished 2 laps. So you realize now where you stand. There are enormously good swimmers then in Mysore. They did well. So I realized, oh, okay, what's all this you have learnt now? Of course, you know how to swim, but competition is different. You're a swimmer, just like what we run today. You're a runner. A mile is a mile. Whether you finish in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, it's the same thing. So with that mindset, doesn't matter. Anyway, I tried my hand at it.
But it goes with your personality, where you learn something, but you also test, validate by competing in something.
Absolutely. So see, if you're at that competitive level, it's a totally different preparation altogether. You just can't say that ad hoc, I know swimming 3 years back, I'll jump into the thing and do. You must swim, but then you're not at the competition level where you can just go swim and come back. Even now you can do that as a swimmer. So you know that yes, you get recognized, you swim. So that was a small, funny in the sense, I think, or I even laugh when I think about it. After that I never went back to a pool. I did not have a chance rather. Here and there I used to swim. But then again, college, my entire college days I cycled. I was in Mysore. I took a cycle and entire my college I used to cycle to my college degree. So that way I was always active in something or the other. Not that I am redundant in anything. Tomorrow if I ask somebody to do something I am not able to do, was not the case. If somebody asks me to climb something today, yes, I am ready, I'll do it.
You will do it, sir.
If somebody asks something, okay, come on cycle, yes, ready to do, without even thinking. With similar mindset later on in my life, without any experience, somebody planned we'll go into Annapurna base camp, I said ready, we did it.
Just do it.
And I was successful, and people thought that, oh, what is this? I never expected that he could do. Kind of curious response came out. So whatever school, college days, whatever was the activity we played. I was in a hostel, my own community hostel. We played cricket there regularly. In fact, we organized an inter-hostel tennis ball tournament in Mysore. We were the organizers. We organized there are many hostels around in Mysore, about 10-15 hostels. Right in front of us, Maharaja's College Hostel, college hostels, community hostels, many of them. There was one hostel called Babbar Keme, all this thing, Brahmin community hostel it was. Those guys won the tournament twice. Once we reached finals. We played cricket. We want to play cricket? Cricket. I was good at fielding, wherever you stand, run. So things like that. So never short of being competitive at that point in time, whatever it is. So that's how.
So you are active throughout your young days. But you also, after you got into your career, you said you got into cycling again because you were not able to sleep, you were stressed.
Yeah. When I used to work again, this sleep was hampering me. It was a problem. No sound sleep. I used to get up in the morning dazed. Even though I was not sleeping, I was not able to wake up. I used to sleep till 8 o'clock. Actually not sleeping. I used to be out in the bed, unable to get up. In fact, my son was in first standard, something like that. He has to go to school by 7:50. My wife used to make everything, make him ready, drop him and come back. I was not even able to get up and go and drop him to the school and come back, which is 1 kilometer away. I was that dazed. I was thinking, what's happening, what to do, how to do. There was no way I could say that tomorrow I will try and do something to sleep. I only was thinking that some physical activity may help me. So that way I thought that yes, let me start doing some physical activity. Though I was always planning to do something, now the reason even more required for me to start doing something. So on one of my son's birthday, he also wanted a cycle, so I bought one Mantra MTB. This was in 2012, I think. My son was also 9 years then. So the cycle vendor said, "Sir, you buy a good MTB, probably adjusting the saddle seat, you both can ride. In another year or two, you will also grow up, he can." So we bought that cycle for his birthday, and 90% of the usage was I only used it, though he hardly used it. So I started cycling here and there, that too not very regularly. I used to come to GKVK, ride 10-20 kilometers on weekends or in between, because again mornings used to be a little more occupied. We were not so organized as we are now. Again, getting into school, we were still young. So these things took up the morning time. In spite of that, once in a while, but not regularly. So I started cycling at least. By then I had also quit my job. So I was independently working for my own setup. So that's how cycling started. So when I started cycling, I also had a friend who was already into running, and he was already a triathlete then. But I didn't know. Though he was my friend for 2-3 years, I didn't know that he was running and he was already a triathlete, and he had finished one triathlon or 2 triathlons elsewhere. Only during a couple of my interactions, whatever reasons, that I came to know that he also runs, which was there in my mind. Shashi, Malleshwaram, that's how our group. They are all from Malleshwaram. There were about 7-8 guys who had already done running, Mumbai marathons and things like that. I knew most of them, but didn't know their running side of this. So then, of course, I used to cycle, and now I have to start running was there in my mind. Though I never disclosed this to anybody. I never spoke this to anybody except me and Rashmi. Though I was frequenting GKVK for a long time, to start running was loading for 2 years. Nothing happened.
So for 2 years, the desire was there, but no running.
Just like what today's youngster saying, that he was telling, I don't know running, I have not run 500 meters, I have not run 2 kilometers, I don't know how to run. All these things were there in my mind. Then one more thing kicks in. Oh, if I start running, there are already people who used to run. RRS was one more group which was already there. I used to see them. But then now it's a different feeling, complex behavior, saying that they are running. If I start running, what will do they think? They are all running now. Okay, I don't know in the sense you have these inhibitions in mind, which I advise everybody to take it out. Whatever it is, everybody starts from zero. If you want to run, put your first step today, forget everybody, run, walk, brisk walk, whatever it is. So then I contemplated, I thought about it, I said tomorrow I'll do next week. This happened. Then my friend Shashi, who said it was my first running influence, rather I would say, saying that yes, I want to do. He was the first person whom I knew closely saying that he is run. He used to come to GKVK to run. With him I used to cycle. When he used to run, I used to cycle with him. Shashi. And I used to tell him, I will start. Hey, start Mari, you start first. That also happened for some time. And then I go back home and think, start running, what they will think. I am not able to run like him. What will I do? Will I be successful? Will I be able to run? The same thing. Suddenly one day, October 2015, I registered for 5K in SPBM Bengaluru Marathon, which happens before even running 3 km once. I registered first, 5 km, because the thought process was there. I used to go to GKVK, do some half kilometer, 1 kilometer, come, things like that, nothing much. That I could do any day, because as I told you, I was cycling, I was active, doing half kilometer, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers is not a big thing. But then when you say that it actually run, that's a different mindset altogether. So I said nothing doing, I will register. I registered for that 5K. Nobody knew, nobody except me and Rashmi. I didn't know how to do, what preparation, where to go, nothing. I googled something, I got that, because we used to see that that's when these running events were all starting. That was actually the first year of that SPBM marathon. I registered, went there, ran 5K. Because I had registered 4 days back, I did 3 kilometers in GKVK. Oh my God, how to run 5K was my feeling. Okay, I went there, ran 5 kilometers in 36 minutes.
Nice.
Without stopping.
That's quite.
That is the feeling was, you cannot explain that feeling. They gave me a medal, put that. With that medal, I walked the entire Bangalore, something like that. The feeling of having run a 5K and finished. Forget, there were people who were walking out with full marathons, half marathons. That was not my thing. I have done 5K. From the Kantirava Stadium till UB City, I came with the medal saying that I have run 5K. Came home, from then no stopping. Within 2 months, midnight marathon. I registered for 10K with the same mindset. It was in KPTO, I didn't even know where that KPTO was. During then, all this, whatever, maps and all were also not there. It was evening. Before that, I ran 5 kilometers on October 15, 2015. This was on December 6, 2015, same year, 2 months later, 1.5 months later. Somewhere it cropped up, I registered. Okay, evening I don't know what to eat, how to prepare, what sort of preparation, nothing. I took my car, went there, stopped, started. And I didn't know what to do, what to eat. I ate something while I left and went. Throughout the race, I was burping. It started around 7:50 or 8 o'clock or something. 10K starts little earlier compared to. Okay, I ran, I walked 10K. That was the first 10K I did. 1 hour, 6 minutes, 18 seconds.
Nice. That's not bad.
That's not bad. Which stopped whatever, water breaks, wherever you felt, whether you want to hold water, you have to leave water. Because those days were not without any conviction or knowledge or anything. Just go there and be there on the road for whatever time, with however you want to. That is it. Because you have no other. If you knew everything, then that would not be the case.
It was just you.
It was just me.
Rashmi madam.
No, she was not even running.
It was just you.
Just me.
So what was really pulling you to these events?
As I told you, see, one I did, the kick of finishing one came up. See, I was always competitive. I always knew that I could do something. I'll tell you one more thing what happened. The same year, Devil Circuit, which happens here, I think in one of the BIP collections, me and Rashmi had gone. I had registered for one run. November 1st, 2015. The next year, I think. It happened on. It was organized in Yelahanka in 2000 November 1st. The next year, I had gone to Koramangala for a BIP collection for one of the runs. BIP collection was there in Ibika. There they were promoting this devil circuit. They said this is an obstacle race, anybody can do, everybody can do. They're all young boys standing there. I was already 45 then. Now you can calculate my what my age. I was already 45 then. I started running when I was 45. So they said 500 rupees is the entry fee. You can do it, sir. I said okay, I will do. Just registered for that devil circuit and came. That competition was somewhere in Yelahanka. I went there. Me and Rashmi went. Of course, I was only participating. She was standing outside. That obstacle, whatever they had set up, out of some 16 or 17, I could probably finish all of them except 2 or 3.
Okay.
Where there was a slide which you had to. It was slightly. There was a slope, and then it was also. There's no grip for you to climb. It was slippery. That one and probably a couple of the rope shoulder ones which I had to hold and jump. I could not finish. I finished almost all of them without having done anything, knowing what it is. I have a couple of photos also.
So just out of curiosity.
I finished that. In 1 month I could not get up. Every muscle, everything in my body was paining or whatever it is. For the next 15-20 days, I did nothing. Without preparation. You had no prior preparation, no stretching, no, whatever it is. So then I realized, of course, now you have to do something, you have to be prepared at least. Of course, I never went back to devil circuit. Having done once, yes, I knew what it is. Then running started. Then 10K I ran. 2015, first 5K. Next year I did half marathon. Within the next 1 year, 2016 SPBM, I did my first half marathon. That is when I started practicing myself. Just hearsay, if you have to run 21, you will have to do at least 15, 16, 17 couple of weeks. These kind of talks around, couple of, again, because you run, couple of friends happened like that. They started advising, they started giving their peace of mind, what they have experienced, just like what we are doing. Mitresh, another friend of mine who had already done a couple of Mumbai's then. I met him across. The same year we did Nice Road 10K. That was actually advertised as the most difficult 10K or something like that, because it's got a lot of elevation. That was the first year again they did as a competition to probably what TCS was there. There weren't many 10Ks or anything. So Mitresh said, Prashanth, we will do this. Yes, we will do this. And he also gave me a bit of advice as to which elevation to run, how to practice. This how to be there are a lot of elevations, you will have to prepare this, that. Okay, we went through the temple, again climbed those hills, went back, came back, the same route as a practice. After doing midnight 10K, I went to Nice Road. I probably did 1 or 2 minutes 10K in that. Within 6-7 months, without, again, progression. That October I did half marathon, 2 hours, 18 minutes, 18 seconds.
You're still alone, not part of it.
Not part of any group. Still not part of any group. Then RRS happened. This is 2016 I'm talking, 2016 October. I already had a couple of calls, in the sense, friends who knew said, RR is there, you're running, go and join. Again, same inhibition. They're a group, running group. I'd seen them running, they're all good runners. They're all running this way, they're talking technical things about running. What will I do there? Will I be accepted in the group? See, the first thing is, when you start something, the people around will rather ridicule you, in the sense, what you're doing is not right. Is this the way? These are the things which comes in. Same thing, will I be accepted? Will they talk something which I'm not able to do right? So that way again, I contemplated. I took some time, procrastinated, whatever words. Again, it was there in my mind, but I didn't join RRS. Next February, before that I did one Annapurna base camp. In December, same year, 2016 December, I went to Annapurna Base Camp again. 6 of my friends, we planned to do Annapurna Base Camp. Finally, we 3 ended up doing. I said, okay, I've decided we'll come. We went there, we landed up, no guide, no nothing. We did not hire a guide, we did not do any organized trip, only 3 of us. Out of that, one guy is a professional climber, he's an awesome man. Venki, he does a lot of rock climbing these days. Another guy was our Masala Dosa running group. So 2 good experienced guys were there with me. So we went, we landed up, we did Annapurna Base Camp. So probably I did better than those 2 guys because of my not very heavy in my movement, or I could easily climb things, run, walk, even the climbs. We did not feel the altitude, we did not take any medication, just like that. We finished Annapurna Base Camp in 5 days. 3 days going, 2 days coming back. The localites there, when we landed up in the hotel, said, we have taken 9 days off. They said, no, you're not possible, you cannot do it. Then we said, oh, we have booked our tickets back, 9 days only we have, how is it? Then we finished, and 2 days we had extra days after finishing. So they themselves said it may not be possible. So we did it. We climbed, we took our own luggage, entire luggage we climbed. There are enormous climbs. You climb the entire day going up and come back down, again climb another hill. Probably it's like this. Climb, many of you might have done it. We could do it. Okay. So then again I took some rest, having done something. Then 2017 is what RRS happened. That is when me and Rashmi, we both went to GKVK. She also used to come to walk. She never thought of running. She never had planned that she could run. We were actually witnessing what was happening in that RRS group. We were just walking. We said we went into the ground. If you see that ground, there's a step where we can. We were sitting there and we were just witnessing what was happening there. In that group, there was one guy, Narayan, VBL Narayan. Every day we acknowledge each other as "Oi" when we run in GKVK. He used to come to GKVK once in a while. That day he was there. He called me. Hey, Henry, what are you doing there? Come, join. They were almost finishing. They were doing their whatever finishing formality. He called us. Me, both Rashmi went there. They gave us some forms. We entered our names and gave it. From that day, we were part of RRS. We never missed a class. We were that regular. So Rashmi also enjoyed. Of course, she was also always active.
So how does this running group or running clubs work?
See, running clubs for a beginner, it's the boon. It brings the whatever inhibitions they have, it takes it out. To start with, this is an absolute requirement. In the sense, you feel that yes, you are in a club, you can start running. Basics. The most important thing here is the group to run with, some basic information. You get all this. Whatever you want in terms of information, how to do, what to do, you get this. Everything this group gives for a run. Whoever has to go through running, it's better they go through that because they will have all sorts of information available, people at different levels in running. Everything is available.
So you can connect at your level.
Absolutely. So what I advise is whoever wants to run, if there is any group, even 4, 5, 6 people group, you get into the group, doesn't matter who is doing what, you get some entry into it, whatever it is, you will gain knowledge, you will start there. So that way group helps. It also helped me, everybody. Just like what I am thinking that I spent 1 year thinking whether to join or not, I think I should have joined earlier. No doubt. It was a large group, it was a free group. We all enjoyed our Saturday sessions. Saturday and Sunday sessions should be intense and very, very enjoyable. So on some days, we used to have about 100 people gathered in GKVK grounds for RRS sessions. So we were looking forward every Saturday. We were looking forward, saying that yes, we have to be there. There's no way we missed.
That's a way of socializing as well.
Absolutely, it's a way of socializing. See, what we call socializing may not be in one angle. For some, socializing is all about maybe going to a club or pub maybe a socializing. This is also socializing. This is also a running club. Though we do some physical activity. There's an intense activity here. We used to socialize. Once in a year, we all used to meet, saying that after a run, probably we used to have one party. So these things happened. We made a lot of connections. So as I told you, once we are in a profession where we are not in organized section of employment, these are the things which will give you network, people connect. You never know.
Yeah.
I never came to running because it helps in my profession. Obviously.
Right.
It just happened. So that has helped me in my profession also. A lot of things, because it's human connect. See, as we discuss, we talk about personal things gradually. What you do, where you do, what are things, what you do, where you work, things like that. We all share what you do. Then somebody wants something, they 100% they'll come to me. They have that connect. They've seen me, met me, discussed, we have run together. As a person, they know these things. So that's what I'm saying. See, the opportunities are available around you. It happens to you unknowingly also. You can also knowingly connect. So these things happen. So that way, running clubs have helped everybody. Those days, 10, 12 years back, in initial days of running, people used to get into the clubs. That's how probably they progress themselves in whatever running they are doing. Better runners went elsewhere, greener pastures. People went to other clubs to run better. Again, end goal. If they feel that I have to run better, they went to a more organized, paid clubs where the trainings were much more organized, depending on what you require. So they planned that way. So there were younger runners who went there, who wanted to run better. Not that everybody has that requirement in them to say that I'll go elsewhere train. Some people have that. Some people say that yes, whatever I am running here. I will also try to do my best. Was one of me. Though I thought whatever I am running here, I'll still progress myself. I'll do whatever better. Then running with these guys itself gave me a lot of help in my planning, in the sense how to run, what to run. Because one day you run this, next day you will say, oh, what more can I do, how to do. Training also has started.
So did you get the structure from running club? Once you joined the running club, did you get the structure?
They're all general structures. Though specifically once in a while, the coach who said Vinod used to individually see who is doing what. He used to give small inputs into this, how you're running. Now, the moment you start running, then technical aspect comes into picture. Whether your footing, landing is proper, whether your lateral movement is more, are you bending down too much, are you breathing properly, are your hand movements. These are the things which are now more technical for you to do better. As you see people saying that this is not how it's to be done, this is not. All practice runs invariably is a chance for you to change your running habit for a better distance. Likewise, not everybody can come and start doing the way it has to be done, because we have spent our lives 30, 40 years doing nothing. So the moment you say you move your legs, it moves the way it has. So everybody's body physical structure is different. Somebody is fat, somebody is in, somebody has got strength here, strength there. So accordingly it moves. So now you have a chance to change that, the way you have to do it. That is all about practice. It comes by practice, gradual practice. So that happened. And fortunately, I was also able to mingle with people who are twice half my age. I am twice their age. So they accepted me. Nobody said, you're an old man, you're not able to run with us. I never got that feeling, forget somebody saying that. I was able to get into any group, say that, oh, okay, sir, come, we'll run. It also made me feel much younger. I never feel that I am that age when I am running with them.
Match their speed as well.
Yeah, I could run with them. So that also helped me in my own development, in the group which I was. and then depending on our own what you call relationship, adjustment capabilities, where we formed our own groups, energies. As you say, even in schools when we say he's my best friend, people start sitting together, something like that. So I'm not saying best friend, it's based on what we probably expressed or exchanged, things like that. Over a period of time we formed our own smaller groups. Inside our
Was that the Malleshwaram?
No, Malleshwaram Masala Dosa happened much earlier. When I started. Malleshwaram Masala Dosa Runners has got nothing to do with RRS. That's an Malleshwaram group, outside group. That is still there. Those guys are there. Those guys never came here. That is an unorganized friendship group.
Friendship circle. Okay.
Who are also runners. We were friends first, and then we became runners. So that we used to meet in Malleshwaram for coffee. We used to discuss. Though most of us together, we never went to any run or many of the runs. So this inside this RRS, whoever, proximity, around proximity, staying close by, who can come at this point in training, we can match his training, that training. This 5-6 guys, we had our own small setups. Then gradually RRS also disintegrated, in the sense because Reebok stopped sponsoring. That group also stopped. So then we had our own groups. We had our own smaller groups here and there. Though we never planned saying that you come at this time, I'll come. We had some sort of syncing, inclination, understanding that, oh, we'll come there. It all became a sort of feel good saying that factor, saying that, oh, he'll come, we'll run. If I am there, they will also be there. So temple used to be our spot. Invariably at some point in time, just like now what we are doing, we come near the temple, oh, these people are there, start running. So I spend most of the time with running these guys without any structured, planned training. I took all my training knowledge from people around me. Overall, good runners, exemplary good. They were like Sushil, there's a guy called Tripathi, Prashanth and others, Sunil guy.
They all finished podiums.
Everybody, here and there, that was a news to us, saying that people who are getting to the podiums, oh no, awesome. I saw first TCS people doing. We were on Chardham Yatra, me, Rashmi and my son in May. That was the first TCS in our group had run. I had also registered, but the TCS run got postponed by a week. We had already planned our trip to this thing. I did not take part. So we were, the results were on the WhatsApp. We were checking, oh, he has run this, he has run that. That was the first kind of competitive runs which the group had done, and we were checking, oh, he has done that, he has done this. This minutes runs and all was first information, in the sense we were digesting those. Oh, who can run what at what time. That is when it started sinking. So these guys, there were 2-3 guys in our group, Sushil, Tripathi and Arvind, all similar kind of runners, all finishing TCS within 4, 5, 10 seconds of each other, doing it in sub 40, 38, 39, something like that. It is 2017. Okay, see, this is the kind of competitiveness which comes into our own group. They were training well. One guy was not training at all. The other 2 guys had gone elsewhere for training. They all could run a similar kind of runs. See, now everybody's approach is different. Though they are able to manage something similar. Now you can decipher who's doing what and how they are doing and why they are doing it and what they are achieving. Learn from that. See, not that the person who is training without training is doing same thing, then he did not train. That's his decision. He wants to train and do well. Maybe if he is left alone, he may not be able to do. So he has to take that decision. He has done that. Now, I ran myself. For whatever I did, I am extremely satisfied. I did extremely well. I did beyond what I thought I could do. No doubt about it. That is because again the energy surround me. They used to run with me. I used to take part with them, whatever practices. So I also progressed accordingly, improved accordingly.
So the group helps. Being part of the group helps.
Absolutely. So see, running is a solo sport. You run alone. You know that. Once you start running, it's you have to run. Nobody else is there because you have to. Though people are around you, it's your sport. But then the company helps you. If you would have observed, you always do well in a competition because there are so many thousand people running with you. Invariably, you end up doing better. Though you run,
Their energy takes you.
you always compete with yourself. It's you are running yourself, but then there are people around you. But then whenever you run, you have to run alone. Even while practicing, if there says some days there are nobody, if you have to run, you have to run.
How did the first marathon happen? How did it go?
As we are talking about the running, people around you, once you are in a group, there's all sort of information. How much you're running, where are the events, you're running 10K, 20K can run here, half marathon, full marathon, when is it happening? Mumbai is like Mecca, everybody starts talking about that. Though you want to hear it or not, it falls into your ears. Now you are in a competitive sport, you are running. The moment it falls, okay, Mumbai, it start loading. Can you do, can't you do, why not? These things that they are all going. Can I also try? Just like what we did half marathon in Bangalore. The next progression is full marathon for a runner. That's all. For that, what you have to train, how much you have to train, what is the preparation you want is different. But the moment you think full marathon you do, tomorrow you feel you can do it. By running another 25, 30, 35, you feel you can do it. That's not the case. That's not how it needs to be approached, but that was how it was. 2017, I did again, that was my full year of proper training with RRS. Then the group is there, they were all fully informed runners there. They knew what's happening everywhere. A couple of them had already done Mumbai's. So just like now Mumbai is around the corner, in another 2 weeks we will see Mumbai. Same thing then. The discussion started in June, July, August. That's when people start talking about Mumbai. The registration starts, things like that. Oh, I also heard, okay, can I do, should I do, is there in the mind. And people suddenly say, hey, you can do it. So you can run, sir, you can do it, sir. That gives you a lot of confidence. Whether you have abilities in your own physical ability, you have your own physical ability, you don't know. But then when people say you can do it, you feel you have to do it. That is the flow. Yes, I also decided that I'll do 2018 Mumbai. I registered, started training. Matlab then training is all about monthly mileage. You have to do 1 or 2 30-kilometer runs before that, 30, 35, and you're ready for full marathon. That's all. Same thing that followed, increase the mileage, thought that some 30, 35s will take me with whatever struggle, what am I doing, why am I doing, am I able to run, dragging your feet. As runners we know that till about 10, 15, 20 kilometers depending on how you've done, your feet is fine, you're able to lift it properly. Post that you drag your feet, you're not able to lift it properly. If you don't observe there is a road hump, you will probably trip and fall. These things are there. These things are very, very, very easily it can happen. So in spite of that, you say you are a marathoner, you have to run. So prepared similarly. This is what I realized and know now, not then. Then it's only about doing a couple of runs and then you can go and do Mumbai full. Similarly, yes, we planned in whatever ad hoc. I went to Mumbai, dragged my feet, cramps. First 30 kilometers I did it in 3 hours 5 minutes. Next 12 kilometers I took 1 hour 40 minutes. Now you know where your training kicks in. Half cooked, without proper training. A full marathon is something which you need to train for at least a year before you attempt a full marathon. That's what I learned from Tripathi. whom I said who is to run with me. He did not, though he was a much better runner than all of us, in 16, 17 he did half. He attempted his first marathon only in 20. Till then he only trained, gradually, one run after the other, one after the other, now this. 2020 he trained. Before that 2020, in 2019 entire year, he only planned for full marathon. That was Mumbai. Nothing else he did. Nothing else, matlab, a couple of half marathons here and there is fine. It's a part of your training. That's normally how you should train. Of course, you would have done that. You should train probably when you are approaching it properly. Of course, approaches are different. I know a person who's just gone to Mumbai wearing his jeans and then run a Mumbai marathon next day. They said, I don't mind, I am enjoying, I'll run. That's a different approach, purpose altogether. When we feel, yes, at this stage where we have to plan or run, things like that, I don't want to be cramped up in the middle, drag my feet, not able to finish strong. These are things which we associate with running. So that's how normally it's approached. Okay, that was also an experience. As you say, every experience for next time you will learn better. What you did last time, what not to do next time should be the case. And also about hydration. My first full marathon, probably because they said Mumbai is hot, you need to hydrate. Throughout my run, probably I drank about 20-25 ORSs, water, and then reading somewhere about running full marathon, I realized that gulping more fluids is also not advisable. You only have to hydrate as much as it is required, because body also doesn't throw out all water, it gets accumulated inside the body. That also impacts your, not cramping, obviously. So that's one thing you learn. Why cramping? Then you start seeing why we cramp. One is strengthening, the other is hydration properly. You don't know what to take when, what to drink when. So these preparations are probably very, very, very important if somebody is planning a run seriously. These are the basic things. Of course, much more technical. There are people who are fully knowledgeable on this. They'll give you better technical knowledge. My own smaller experience is this. Then yes, next one happened, better prepared. Again, reinvent, start running again, improve every time. And all my, whatever in timings I have improved, is all with whatever groups I had run, with whatever training I did. Nothing much in terms of structured intervals, this much. All these things did not happen because I always thought enforcing something on me may not help me. So I took it as the way I wanted to do it.
So you never had a coach?
I never had a coach. I never had any formal training structure somebody gave me. It's all about, I met Satisha today. He is doing this one. He said, sir, we'll do this. Okay, I'll also do it. Okay. In my own smaller groups, there were people who were running so many things. Sir, आज Tuesday sir interval करेंगे. Yes. 400 into 6 we will do. Okay. 400 into 6. One interval day I did. I thought that is good enough for me to take care of the next. Tomorrow I came. I did one more run. There were so many technical, tempo, fartlek or whatever it is, all these things. Though you don't even know what they are all about, you still listen, know what it is, or tempo. Run in between so much at a faster pace, 10% lesser than your race pace. These are the kind of, okay, just do that. Okay, today I did that. That is the end of training. Kind of mindset. Okay. This is exactly how I spent all my training days in 17, 18, 19. With this, in 19 I did many events, improved year on year. From 2016, my first marathon from 18. In 2019, I came to 145. I improved by what? 33 minutes. Right. Without any structured training. From 218, I came to 145. Half marathon. 10K from 1 hour 6 minutes in 2015 December. 2019 Nice Road, I did 44:55. I improved by about 23 minutes,
Right.
22 minutes. This all inside my own,
Of course, learning from the group and then going with the flow.
but being regular,
Yeah.
Consistency.
Discipline. Right.
consistency. Moment I went, I used to do 10 kilometers on whatever weekdays. Longer runs on Saturday, I used to do. Predominantly, I also feel that it may not work with anybody because of whatever I have been since the past whatever times. I did not have to lose weight or anything. Probably my body adjusted pretty much easily to those running conditions.
Right.
Because when you say that you are overweight, your knees are impacted or whatever, you lose weight, they have to adjust things like that. This was not the case with me. I always had to adjust to the same weight throughout my life.
Yeah, you said you never crossed 60 kgs in your
I never
life.
crossed 60 or 62 in my entire life.
How did you manage that?
In disguise. I never managed anything. I never consciously tried to manage anything. It's probably God's grace, my parents, whatever it is, that's how I have been.
The lifestyle.
Lifestyle, food. No, you also get from your parents.
Of course,
Whatever.
yeah.
The same genes. None of us are obese or fat or anything. So I think that way I'm the same. Probably since my college days, whoever I've seen, I'm still the same weight, same thing. People will see you're the same. Whether I do my activity, nothing, I'm not put on weight. So that way, my whatever running, I did well, progressed well. Probably I think because of that. Because physically my body did not have to adjust for anything different. It was all the same. Only thing is, I worked a little hard. Your cardio, your endurance. Those are the only things I worked.
But there was consistent.
Never had a coach. I never had any formal training structure somebody gave me. So nothing very great or anything. I was always active. It was whenever I found time. I used to swim here and there. As I told you, in 90s when I was doing my CS, I was swimming for some time, 5-6 months.
Yeah.
Regularly I used to go and swim and come back. So these kind of things are always there. So whenever I found, I never thought twice before walking to a certain distance, park my vehicle, walk a certain distance, maybe 1 kilometer. I always enjoyed. So that way it also helped me in improving my runs. So then again Corona happened. That is again a backseat. We're all lethargic, laid back. Though nothing big in terms of running happened. 2021, 22 was.
But you are creative in being active. So.
No,
But you said you were going out in the pretext of delivering medicine. So you had
take my cycle, take a couple of pills in the back. People, because they didn't allow us going outside. We had this plan, in fact, saying that there was a cycle group. There's a guy who manages all these cycle groups. He's cycle mayor. He's called cycle mayor in Mysore. He used to organize this during COVID times. His own group of people were, with the permission of local authorities, they used to help people on cycles. They used to go around, elderly, they have to buy medicine. People don't allow. So these things used to happen. So we also did some cycling when there was total lockdown. Go here and there, tell them that doing something for a cause. So utilize that much small cycling around. Once a little bit of lockdowns started getting phased out or some normalcy, the vehicle movement was still stopped. We used to run on the highway itself. The highway was entirely closed and we were open for running. Utilized that time to run on the highway. We thought we'll never get a chance to run on the highway. We used that. We ran there. Because anyway we were running, we continued to be active. But then 3 years again, I didn't do much in terms of planning, doing my runs. Only for the fag end of 23 last year, I started planning, saying that, okay, again because of the group, please come, let's run, train, things like that. Again, I used to register for the run, go and come back, nothing much. 23, 24 beginning was when I started training with some structured, planned ones. This year, again I saw a lot of improvement. Same group, one of Guru Prashanth Urs, he gives a lot of training plans for his. So he was good enough to give me training plans without anything, without asking.
So Guru is your coach now.
Guru is my coach now. So once you have that commitment saying that somebody saying do that, you will have to do that. That was actually lacking for the past 2-3 years. When we have a group saying that you have to come at 6 o'clock, invariably you will get up and come. The moment you say that you are alone, go get up, you will wake up at whatever time you want, go and start. Now discipline has crept in. Training plan, proper intervals, proper planning, strengthening, today you do this, today you do this. Because you have a goal saying that you have to do this half marathon full in this time, work backwards, depending on your 5K timing, these things happen. So this year, because of training, I saw a lot of improvement. Again,
you had a PR this year.
I had many PRs. Whatever I did in 2019, 144 half marathon. My aim was to crack 100 minutes half marathon. With this training, I ran easily 100 minutes in Hyderabad. Came to Bangalore, improved by another 3-4 minutes. I did close to 137, 136 and odd half mere. I was surprised. I am seriously surprised myself saying that with this training planning I've done this. And none of the runs I go to a run and say that I have to run at this pace, look at my watch and run. It's only what I feel I start running. So because I've trained, my body says you can do this, I've done that. And invariably runs start in the dark, I can't see my watch, I can't see what's happening, I don't see my watch. So I run. It helps. In whatever I feel, whatever I have to push, if I am feeling better, I do it. That's all. That has been my approach. So I've done extremely well. In between whatever I've done, many runs here and there. I've done ultras. I did Malnad Ultra twice. All because of group saying here and there we'll do this ultra training. Yes, that was an experience. I took it as a challenge. Terrain, climbs, 50 kilometers. Yes, that was a good experience. There you test your endurance and ability beyond everything, because you have to be yourself in a terrain, in a forest. I don't know how many hours. They gave about 9 hours to complete. That is the aim.
I think for 50 kilometers.
50 kilometers. And most of them feel that they are not able to do, and that's how you are prepped up to approach that and say that not everybody will finish, you are also not able to finish. You will hear and go there. To complete that within whatever time allowed is a great thing. And the terrain is always challengeable. You never know what you can expect in front of you. They say there are wild animals, there is slush. Once we had to slide down and finish that kind of slush. So that in a marathon you know what lies ahead. You don't even have to see the road, you keep running. That's not the case here. Here every step you'll have to watch. Every step you'll have to watch your foot landing. You may slip, you may trip, you may fall, there is stones, there is slush, there is everything. So here it's all about being aware, watch your foot, then finish. So that's a different challenge, ultra. That's normally where I feel I belong to, more than marathons or commercial runs. I feel
so there is freedom, sense of freedom.
Freedoms, and I feel more challenging doing that. Lesser crowd, more challenging, more unknown factors being thrown at you. So that's where when people say that Mumbai every day, or probably another big six or things like that, not that I don't have that in mind, it's there, but
you feel at home in trail.
Feel at home, more than feeling at home, I feel I want to do that. The urge is to do this compared to that one. Many of them have done around the world things like that. Not that I'm ready today to go. They are also highly resource intense. You need to be ready for that. But then the inkling of feeling is to do these kind of your ultras or your Ooty ultra somewhere. Recently they did Jaisalmer 100, 160 border run, hill races which happens somewhere in Uttarakhand. There are 2-3 types, Buddha circuit. These kind of things probably I feel okay. That is where Leh Marathon happened once. Now that is also where it is loading, saying that I want to do Kardungla with the same feeling. So that's how things have gone and progressed.
So from unstructured to loading a lot, and you told me once, you did half marathon, you did Malnad, you did Ladakh, and then you injured yourself. So then now you have structure, you have a coach. In fact, like you were talking about the group, right? I saw one of the videos where they were giving you guard of honor. It certainly pushes.
Absolutely. See, what happens during the runs are that when, as you know, predominantly this question of what's your age, people looking at you running, from people around you start coming. This is more with non-running community than the running community. Runners know that, okay, people from all age run. They've seen people running. So they don't have this question compared to the non-running. So inside our own group, as I told you, there are boys who are half my age. We run with all people. Gelled with them, I belong to the group. So we are all same. When we start running, irrespective of what age, we are all same. So this happened when I was finishing Bangalore half marathon. Uday paced me throughout the run. He was actually not running there, he had not registered. He came with me to pace. Entire run he was with me from start to the finish. Of course, that helped me to increase my, in the sense, performance there. I did extremely well. So when I was finishing there, 2-3 guys who were not from the same group, who were not running, stood on either sides and gave me an all while finishing. That was unexpected, and yes, sometimes you take it, you enjoy, yes, you're grateful, gratitude for them, because having a younger runner run with you is not something you were asked for.
Right.
It's come to me. You'll have to take it with both hands. I'm grateful, no doubt about it. Lot of gratitude. So that's exactly why I said the group helps. This is how I got into this group, all younger boys, and then they accepted me. So I also went well, progressed. So this is what happened in one of the thing, and that photo is also there, whatever. Good one, yeah.
You talked about Kardungla coming up in 2025. So do you have anything else on your bucket list?
See, triathlon is loading for 4-5 years now.
So you're good at swimming, or that?
I know swimming. I don't say I'm good at swimming. See, triathlon, everybody has this one thing, swimming, which most people are not learnt in their initial days.
Right.
Running and cycling happens automatically, no problem. Swimming is such a technical sport that you need to learn properly. If you have not learned at this age, it is difficult. And then people do that, learn and then do triathlon. I've seen many guys. Because I've learned swimming at that age initially, I want to do that.
Yeah, that way anyway, open water swimming is what you have.
I have done this. And the first person with whom Sushil Chand is a triathlete, he's an enormously talented guy. He finished first in his age category in Goa, 70.3 in 2019. That was the first year. That is when he started telling me that you should do. That's loading. Every year something or the other. 2020 I thought I'll do, COVID happened. 3 years went by without that. 24 I thought I'll actually start training and do it. I have not done it for whatever. Again, same procrastination, delay, things like that going on. That's there in my mind. That's one thing I want to do. I want to experience one triathlon. Of course, if it comes again, let me see. But once I want to do that, triathlon, probably this Kardungla is learning, because anyway we did one full, that is the next step there. Many people go to that progression level, do that. One of my friends who did run with me has finished this year. I was not eligible this year, though I thought probably we'll do this year. That's how this did not happen, so we planned another and went for international vacation and do Hanoi Marathon.
You got PR there.
I got a good PR there. Again, because I trained well this year, I also trained for the full. Of course, I did well, though probably I could have done a little better doing something. I got a little injured. And no complaints. I am extremely happy. I did whatever I can. And there's a confidence now to approach how you have to approach. It's a continuously learning process. You can, irrespective of whatever age, you can still do better by training. I've done X this time, probably I can do X minus 2 next time. That confidence is there. So that happened. Kardungla, because I was not eligible, I had not run 2 full marathons in the last full year. I could not do that. We'll plan. Years to come, probably this year I'll plan. If it happens, good. If it doesn't, plan another day. Because there are so many things which have to fall into place.
Right.
Though you plan a year ahead, between today and the next year, there are millions of things which happen in your life.
Never know what life throws at you.
If everything falls into place at that point in time, if I am entitled to go and do there, I'll do it. That's how I plan. Otherwise, preparation is continuous. There's nothing different you have to do. Of course, different runs require different kind of preparation. Ultimately, it's running. Accordingly, start planning from today, start running. But then everything happens at that point in time. I'll attempt in 2025. That is one. Otherwise, there are a couple of things in mind, like this ultras, or probably somewhere do one Buddh circuit hell race. They are also called DNF races because most people do not finish. Very few people finish. So I want to test myself there.
You're upgrading to ultras now.
Something like that. So that's the plan as and when it comes. That is the running plan which is there in mind. Running, physical activity.
What's on bucket list for your life?
Life bucket list. I seriously say I should take it as it comes. Nothing seriously planned, though. Of course, you want all material things in life. Now, see, I am blessed with whatever good health I have. We have a good family. One son who is studying well, he'll take care of himself. There's nothing I have to do for him. He'll take care of himself. So now we'll have to look to take care of ourselves. That's all. So take care of ourselves is what? First, health. Rest is all material things. What more do you want? Nothing. So if all other material thing comes to you, take it. You still willingly want it, no doubt about it. Work towards it. But then not everything happens or falls into you the way you wish. Keep wishing good things, no doubt about it. You take certain things from life, you give certain things. Ultimately, bucket list is what, if you are able to give something to society more than what you get, is what probably. Because you get things, if you get only, you can give. You give them.
I don't think I have to ask you what is intentionality. You define intentionality for yourself.
Absolutely. Intentionality is, of course, as you said, a lot of things, state of mind. It happens with most of them. Why this has happened to somebody, with what intention, with what desire, and ultimately what is the goal, is probably 2 or 3. One, they will first decide with the state of mind, like what I did in different stages of my life, whether it's running, taking a career change, things like that. There's something loading, your mindset, your state of mind, that forces you to do something, just like what it, even without whatever support, things like that, studying and that. Ultimately, why you have done is what is intentional. There is some goal there. you do this and get into the next one. And you start approaching that. Your mind itself will force you to do that.
Sir, you and your wife lead a very active lifestyle, and you also said you had to never cross weight of 60 kgs in your life, and you are very active. So, what is your advice for people who are watching this on leading active lifestyle?
Advice on being active is you don't think 10 times or I'll do today, tomorrow, weight gain, weight loss. Just get out and do some activity, whatever may be the activity, physical activity. Going forward, as you age, physical activity is most important. Whatever you do, whether you run, you play basketball, cricket, tennis, be active. Whether you go to the gym, you work out. Activity is something which is not defined in a specific way. What activity for you is different for somebody. They may choose a different. Be active. Get out, be active. You find time, do some activity. Whether it's morning, evening, inside the house, inside where you stay, inside offices. In fact, we also wanted to help these present day corporate youngsters from couch to 5K. They're all in their seats from morning till evening. Most of them are inactive. They're deficient in whatever vitamins because of sunlight. They don't go out. Social lifestyle, nights go out and do whatever it is. Most of them can't even walk certain distance. Then at this point in time, they may not realize what it means later. So better get out. With this, you can still do whatever activity you want. Please be active. Whether you walk or whatever it is, be active in it. It gives a lot of positive. There are a lot of positives in it. Whether going ahead with your lifestyle diseases, you can avoid those. I'm not saying being active will solve all problems. It can't be. It is not a Sanjeevani for everything. But most of the things, you will feel energetic. Even after running 20-25 kilometers, during the day you feel energetic. Rather than doing nothing, not able to sleep, being lethargic, this is better. Exactly my own experience. Having done nothing, not able to sleep properly, not able to wake up, being lethargic during the day, work problem, you cannot concentrate. Now working out, running 20-25 kilometers in the morning, throughout the day I am on road running around whatever work I am doing. You're still active, you feel nice. It's not that if you do all this activity during the day you are tired. Nothing like that happens. There is enough energy in everybody's system to sustain. And we also eat enough to say that body needs. We eat more than what it requires. That is what we have to do. Simple.
Thank you very much, sir. You have been an inspiration and you have given a lot of time.